Ahead of U.S. midterm elections, threats against political leaders are rising in the United States.
There's too much political violence. There's too much intimidation.
U.S. President Joe Biden on the campaign trail this week warned that politically motivated violence was reaching dangerous levels ahead of crucial midterm elections. The caution comes after the 82-year-old husband of Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was violently attacked inside his home by an intruder wielding a hammer, looking for the congressional leader.
And last week, a friend of mine, Mr. Paul Pelosi, was attacked.
That attack prompted former President Barack Obama to decry the real danger of violent rhetoric.
That creates a dangerous climate.
In our recent report on threats and harassment of local officials, we found that states that faced unfounded claims of election fraud also saw the highest number and some of the most severe harassment.
Shannon Hiller is the executive director of the Bridging Divides initiative at Princeton University, which this month unveiled a tool meant to track threats against local elected officials.
When we look at issues like the attack against Paul Pelosi, we know that the attacker was there inspired in part by a lot of the really concerning rhetoric aimed at Speaker Pelosi. So as one of the senior most female leaders in particular, she's faced years and years of really concerning rhetoric, threats. And we see from the Capitol Police that not just Speaker Pelosi, but all members of Congress, many members of Congress are facing significantly increased threats year over year.
One threatening element that emerged this year: armed groups standing near polling stations ostensibly looking for fraud. Some call the tactic voter intimidation. Hiller says proper training for election workers and poll watchers can help diffuse these tensions.
So from BDI's perspective, we know in at least 10 states, there's been really robust trainings around de-escalation, around coordinating to make sure that if any issues arise, communities are ready to respond.
And Hiller is confident that November 8th midterms will be, by and large, safe.
Going into the midterms, it's important to remember that U.S. elections are actually incredibly safe and secure. So even though there's a lot of really concerning trends to monitor, and our team is keeping a close eye on several of the issues that you see in the headlines, I don't have any qualms telling folks to go out and vote.
Voters next week will decide control of the House of Representatives and Senate during one of the most vitriolic and polarizing U.S. campaigns in decades.